From Baltimore, Maryland, weighing 275 pounds, the American hero,
True Man Shoe Baby! Oh my God, folks, it is Thursday. It is the week before MainFrameComicCon, and this is Comic Court Daily. I'm your host, Drew Manchu. I'm here to inform and entertain and do a little dance and shake my ass and have you guys throw coins at me. That's kind of my whole deal, gang. We got a Flash-centric episode today. The Instagram segment is not Flash related. It's much better than that. But we are going off Flash. We're going to talk about the troubles that the movie is seeing. We're going to talk about my top 5 Flash portrayals on screen. And we're going to talk about who you think could possibly be the best Flash to base the movie around in our question of the day. So stay tuned for your chance to win some free comics. That drawing is going to happen tomorrow night. So get your entries in, man. It should be easy enough to get some free comics. Before we get into the news, comments are rolling in. Let's go ahead and see who is up in that chat. Fish Tropic was first, and he's laughing out loud. I don't know what he's laughing at. Maybe the fact that the Flash movie is doomed. And Scott Evans likes to enjoy my my what would you call it? Poetic license, exaggeration. Yeah, my hyperbole. Backseat Driver's in here. He's third. Comics Book NYC. Good to see you, Kavi. Flash Ray Videos came over from Discovery Beta. Check it out. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to make you a viewer here, Flash Ray. Hopefully you like what you see. You click that subscriber button. You click that notification bell. Comic Core, this channel right here, goes live twice a day, weekdays. So you're going to see me at 1:15 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, and then at 10 o'clock to 10:05 Eastern. Sometimes we do that Superstation timing. You're going to find a live chat show based on comic books every weeknight. And this weekend, we're hosting MainFrameComicCon, which is a virtual con. Be sure to check it out. Backseat says time for another daily dose of Drew. I like that hashtag. You guys can go ahead and put that out there. We're excited about that. Chris Barrett says Calvi Backseat. Oh, I missed it. Bad news, Barrett has arrived. Comic Books Misexplained, or Comics Misexplained. I'm botching everybody's names like I'm Chad today. Long box lunch break. That's what we call this lunch break here. Discovery Bay Comics into Drew Manchu here on the Comic Core Daily Show. Long box lunch break. If you guys are on the West Coast and you're eating breakfast right now, I'd like to call you my comic book brunch buddies. Yeah, I like that. Magoo is in here. Magoo's going to love this. Or he's going to hate it, one or the other, because this is a Flash-centric show, and Magoo Fitzfarter loves the Flash. Discovery is in here. Thanks for coming in, buddy. We got the Stream Elements Robot. Always shout out the bot. Mark Knapp is up in here. You got Phil Ailing. Bob World. Good to see Bob World. Carolina Chris up in the chat. And my homie C. Woodard. Woodard, what's going on, man? Flash Ray Videos recently got interested in comics again while discovering the Dark Knight's Metal series. I am mainly a pop and toy collector, but have a small chunk of comics. Dude, comics are where it's at, and the comics are what makes those pops and those toys so worth collecting, in my opinion. So, yeah, man, we're all about everything here. So we're happy to have you on board, and we're going to go ahead and get you into a first segment after I say hello to Adrian Pandanace. Good to see you, Adrian. I love that Wolverine avatar you got going on there. All right, let's go ahead and hop into our first segment. We like to call it Nerd News. Nerd News. The Flash movie from Warner Brothers as part of the DCEU was one of the first projects that they announced after Man of Steel. They announced that they're doing a Flash movie before they started working on the Justice League movie. And this movie has been much maligned from all sides. We finally got a writer on board. They, I believe, got a director on board. Ezra Miller is dedicated to becoming the Flash again for the big screen. He was Flash in Justice League. He was the Flash in BVS for a quick second. And he was also the Flash on The Flash when the two Flashes met on a Flash on Flash Flash off. Here's the deal, though, gang. They just announced that they moved the release date of this movie again. It's been set for July 1st of 2022. Now they're saying it's going to happen June 3rd of 2022. So they moved it up a month. But they haven't even started production on this thing, guys. And just for a little bit of perspective, they moved the Batman to October of 2022, and that thing is already in full swing production. There are dailies being shot. There are stunts being coordinated. There are test shots being given to the public at this point. We know what the costume looks like. We know what the car looks like. We know what the bike looks like. And this is supposedly happening after The Flash. This movie's not coming out, folks. You're not going to get a Flash movie from Warner Brothers. Not in 2022. You want to know why? Ezra freaking Miller. Not only is Ezra Miller the worst depiction of the Flash on screen ever, which that's not up for debate. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Have fun being wrong. But Ezra Miller is also the type of guy who likes to get drunk in a bar in Iceland and choke out a woman. Yeah, and it was caught on video. And bigger stars have gone down in this social climate for far less. Do not expect to see Ezra Miller on any posters anytime soon from any big companies. Ezra Miller is in the process of being canceled, folks, which means that Flash movie is in the process of being canceled, at least in its current iteration. Now, there are a couple ways that they go around this. They could recast Barry Allen, which is not the greatest idea. They can put Grant Gustin in the movie universe, which they're not going to do. They're just not going to do it. The WB sees Grant Gustin as a TV star, not as a movie star. And they're not going to take something that works on TV in that realm and then put it in a movie. Kind of counterintuitive from the way we think of things as fans, because we think, oh man, there's the Flash. He looks good. He's doing Flash things. Let's go ahead and have him be the Flash in the movie. But Warner Brothers sees dollar signs, and they need to see a name that can sell the movie. So Grant Gustin is out there because Grant Gustin can't sell a movie. You know who else can't sell a movie? Some effeminate boy child who decides that it's a good idea to choke out a woman. It's not a good look. And say what you will about the situation or whether people should be canceled from their jobs for their, interactions in real life. It is what it is. But don't expect the WB to be putting his face on a movie poster and putting hundreds of millions of dollars behind it. That is just not going to happen. I do not expect to see Ezra Miller as the Flash ever again. And they haven't released him from his contract yet, but they will. Expect that to happen. The third route that people can go with this is they can recast the Flash, but not the actor so much as the character, because you can get a really, really great Wally West story as a film. Just forget that whole Barry Allen trash and move on to Wally West. And as fans of the Justice League cartoon would tell you, Wally is the Flash of choice. Definitely my Flash of choice. I don't like what they've done with him in the comics recently, but, it is what it is. So I think that this Flash movie that has had a fluid release date, was just moved up to 1 month again, is not in production, doesn't have a full script. They don't have really anything in place for this thing yet, and they're still saying it's going to happen. I think that's wishful thinking. We should have got a Flash before we got Aquaman. We should have got a Flash movie before we got Wonder Woman, to be honest. And it just not happening. Every day, Magoo Fitzfarter hops in this chat and tells us how much he loves the Flash, which means that there's more people out there. It's a small sample size. There are a lot of people out there who are diehard Flash fans who will go see a Flash movie, who buy Flash books on a regular basis. they're out there, man. And there are fans that have become fans from the CW series. So I think that a Flash movie is a no-brainer, but I think that the first thing that they need to do in order to get this thing on track is they need to cast the Flash, and they need to do it fast. I mean, that pun intended. And they need to do it with somebody other than Ezra Miller, who has become a cancer to this project. Chat, let me know what you guys think about the Flash right here. See, the chat has gone nuts since I last checked in. A lot of people saying hi to each other. We're excited for that. Magoo Fitzfarter's in here. He agrees. That was earlier on. I don't know what he agrees with, but I'm with him there. Scott Evans in the chat says Flash was off. Flash off was funny. Yeah, Flash and a Flash off. Sometimes I say some things. Do we have that video? I looked up that video. I was gonna play that video, and I'm not gonna play that video. Gomer's in here. What's going on? Gomer. Fuchsia as well. Good to see you, Fuchsia. Gomer says seems like an out for WB. I think they've been looking for an out, honestly, Gomer, because the Ezra Miller casting was kind of universally loved at first. And then we saw what he did in Justice League. And then anybody who's a fan of the Justice League or the Flash would tell you that Ezra Miller was the worst part of that movie that has so many bad parts. Comic Mag Musing, good to see you, bud. Carolina, Chris, I'm actually looking at the video for the first time. Ezra Miller choking at that female fan in Iceland. Yeah, we were going to play it today, but I don't see any need to put that on the channel. That's just some negativity. We'll talk about it a little bit, man. Shaking my head. Not cool, man. It is not cool to choke out a lady, no matter how terrible that lady may be. Get one of your lady friends to choke her out. Gomez Comic Collectors meet Miles Morales. Meets Miles Morales. Let's see Wally West and meets Miles Morales. That would be cool. I think that Wally West and Miles would be a really cool DC Marvel crossover. We've been talking about those a lot lately. Got Kyle Rayner for Green Lantern while you're at it. There you go. Yeah. All we need on the big screen is dead girlfriends and refrigerators. They could say Ezra died in the Crisis event and cast some spunky Wally West. I agree. That's a good way to do it. All I'm saying, man, is, this is honestly looking at the video. The one I see can't tell if he's joking or really maliciously trying to choke the woman out. The thing is, the police in Iceland have filed reports. So that tells me right there, this isn't a joke. K-Dog, what's going on, K-Dog? Good to see you in here. Funk Comics 814, good to see you. Dr. Funkenstein. I don't know, man. How come DC movies are always horrible, but Marvel usually does great when DC characters are so much better known? Chris Barrett says it's because Marvel is better in every way. How well a character is known really doesn't matter. I can't disagree with that. I'm a fanboy for Marvel. I'm a Marvel zombie. I'm not a DC guy, but I do enjoy the DC comics, man, and the DC stories and the DC characters. They have no vision over there. They don't have a central vision. The MCU has a baseline like formula that they plug everything into, and that's all Kevin Feige. So the problem with DC is they're more focused on the quick turnaround, quick money of cashing in on these characters than they are on the long-term build that the MCU has done. Because the MCU didn't start with Spider-Man. It didn't start with the X-Men. It didn't start with the big guns, right? It started with Iron Man, who's a C-list character as well. So if you take the time to make Iron Man an A-list character the way that they did, then you're building it up, man. Argue it's a catch-up approach DCU seems to take. It's not so much about the character building as it is about the time that they're willing to put into the production of these movies in a way that serves the story and serves the characters, in my opinion. K-Dog says, is classic X-Men Omnibus a good jumping on point for X-Men, Drew? Yeah, I think that if you want to read the classic X-Men Omnibus, that's going to give you a lot of the Silver Age stuff, I believe. And you can really just start X-Men at giant size if you want. And if you're looking to get into more modern stuff, and that's kind of your entry level stuff there, I would say go ahead and start at Morrison's New X-Men. That's also a good place to start too. So yeah, Marvel plus Disney is unstoppable. I agree. Joker 2 is happening though. Yeah, we're going to do a special Joker episode sometime soon. And I'm going to go off on the Joker and why he's a terrible character and why that movie sucks. But that's just one man's opinion. Just so happens to be right. Carolina Chris says, trust in Feige. I think that is a good idea. I think that's a great idea. All right, gang, we're going to talk more Flash in just a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and call it on the news segment. And we do that by playing this bumper right here.
And that's the way the news goes.
Our next segment is our Instagram segment. Cool stuff I found on Instagram. This is the only non-Flash related story that we have today, and that is me shouting out my homie on Instagram, Aggressively Relaxing. You can follow him at aggressivelyrel on Instagram. And if you guys see this picture, it's not of a comic book, it's of a flower. But this green-thumbed member of the community has some of the best content out there on YouTube and on Instagram. He does these really funny little radio plays, kind of a real throwback. I love hearing Aggressively Relaxing on the phone with somebody from a call center. He'll entertain them and record them saying entertaining things and report it back to you guys. But this right here is a flower that he grew from the seeds that were included in the first run of the House and Powers of X comics. He planted these Krakoan flowers and over the past couple of months has charted their growth on his Instagram account. This is really cool. He's got a sad face because no X-Men comics came out today. This Krakoan flower is a symbol of hope that one day we'll get some more X-Men comics. I love what they've been doing in the X-Men. This whole House and Powers deal through the Dawn of X has been really cool. And it's been awesome to get multiple X-Men based comics every week. And it just sucks even more that you're not getting them now that the comics distribution has become what it is. So it is what it is, man. And I'm sad about it. I got a little sad face emoji myself, but seeing this Krakoan flower lets me know we're going to get back on track eventually, gang. Check out Aggressively Relaxing's Instagram channel. Follow him up. He's got great stuff. Follow him on the YouTubes. I didn't put his YouTube link in the description below, but if you don't know Aggressively Relaxing, then that's your problem. Check him out on the Insta. That link is in the description below. Much love to Aggressively Relaxing. All right, gang, we're going to come back with a countdown of our top 5 Flash appearances on screen, as well as the question of the day. But before that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Hey, Comic Core viewers. Do you want a free mystery box of comics? Well, that's good because we're having a giveaway. It's super easy to enter. Just leave a comment on any Comic Core Daily video answering the question of the day. Want extra entries? Well, you can vote in the Modern Men poll each week and leave a comment explaining your choice. This giveaway is open only to U.S. residents 18 and up, and you must be subscribed to the Comic Core. We'll compile all the entries and spin the wheel on the Friday, April 24th episode of Comic Core Roundtable, and you must be in the chat to win. Printed rules and instructions will be found in the description of this video. Good luck and happy commenting. MainFrameComicCon. April 25th and 26th, an absolutely free 2-day online interactive con experience that you can enjoy right from the comfort and safety of your own home. Celebrity guest interviews, comic industry professionals, cosplay contests, and so much more. Check out the website at MainFrameComicCon.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram at MainFrameComicCon for our ever-growing list of guests and emerging schedule of events. That's April 25th and 26th, Saturday and Sunday, 2 days, absolutely free. MainFrameComicCon. We're bringing the convention to you. This is Andy.
Excitement's building.
This is Thursday.
I'm nervous. Breathe with me, guys.
And this is Andy on Thursday. That's right, we gave Andy his own show.
No way. No way.
Yes way, Andy.
Holy sheet.
Holy sheet indeed. Andy Given Thursday. Live every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, only on the Comic Core. We are back. Thank you so much for bearing with those commercial interruptions. And I just want to go ahead and give you guys a heads up right now. Andy will be live tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern on the Comic Core with Andy Given Thursday. It's been a really good breath of fresh air for the channel to have Andy on doing his own show, bringing his own guests, doing his own thing over there. And we are happy to have him as part of the team. Go ahead and check him out tonight. He's got a placeholder for his video up already. He is on top of things, man. That guy, he's a machine. Love Andy, and I will definitely be in the chat for that. So you guys, make sure you join me there. MainFrameComicCon is this weekend, and tomorrow my episode will be dedicated only and solely to what is going on with MainFrameComicCon and the comic book side of guests that are going to be showing up. I'm going to be doing some more scheduling today, put the final dots on the I's, crosses on the T's to make sure that everybody has a great time at Mainframe. It says 25th and 26th, but Friday, tomorrow night at 5 p.m. on this channel right here, the Comic Core, we will be doing a launch broadcast to basically roll everybody in to MainFrameComicCon from 5 to midnight Eastern. We're just going to be going hard, bringing in celebrity guests. We've got some wrestling personalities talking about that tomorrow, as well as some comic creators and some really awesome stuff going on. So that starts tomorrow, and it really starts at 1:15 when I start blowing things up on this show. Let's go ahead and get back into that chat. Gore Vidal. Love having Gore in the chat. Always insightful. I've been reading The Flash since the early 80s, and I've enjoyed the character since returning to comics. To make him appealing to general audiences would require brilliant casting like Downey. I don't disagree. I think that, though, you could cast an unknown as Flash and have him do a really good job. We got arguments as to where the MCU started. Dolph Lundgren Punisher, Howard the Duck. You know, what do you got to do? Don't forget to smash that like. Do it. Do it, folks. Smash that like for Backseat Driver. He likes this video, and you should like it too. Prank Call Comic Reviews. That's a shout out to our Instagram find today. Aggressively Relaxing. I don't see him in the chat, but hopefully he'll pop in later. Metaphorical. What's going on, man? Good to see you up in here. Lots of really cool people hanging out in the chat today. Samuel David in here. Magoo, he likes his Flash, so we're going to talk more Flash in just a minute. Geeky Mama Bear, good to see you, Geeky Mommy Bear. Thank you for coming over and checking us out. I can't wait to get into this here. Dark Sage 9117. My one issue of comics today and comics-based movies is the filler stuff. Look at the new Black Widow movie coming up. It takes place after Civil War, but before Endgame. We already know she dies as a result of Endgame, and from my understanding, this is a side quest movie for the character. Why now in Phase 4? They could have done this leading up to Phase 3. I would say yet to be a stinker in the Marvel movie bunch, so wait and see what this has to do with what's going on, man. Dark Sage is on the Twitch right now. Thank you for hopping over there and checking us out, man. Oh, you guys, keep your eyes peeled. Real Comic Book Talk is going live as soon as we're done, so make sure that you sub up Real Comic Book Talk and go see what they're talking about today. Drew is a person who reviews comics well. Oh, well, thanks, man. Appreciate that, Tacoma. I haven't reviewed comics since the new comics aren't coming out regularly, so I'd like to review some more stuff but I'm not reading that much. Modern Men is a show what we do on Monday nights, so I'm reading Dark Knight Returns. I'm sorry, we just read Dark Knight Returns. I'm reading The Killing Joke this weekend, which I'm glad that's short because Mainframe is going to take up most of my time. Yeah, well, that's the way it's going to be this weekend. Take Ant-Man, for example, as well. It's basically filler and did not do much to advance the story. Yeah, but built the world, Darkseid. Built the world, man. It's all about world building in some of these others. And then you get Giant Man in Civil War, which was one of the best parts of that movie. And then Ant-Man in Endgame. I think it all comes together at the end of the day. So you know, you can see some of these movies as filler for the big arcs, but I think that the character stuff that they do is, you know, it is what it is. Oh, I discuss movies with a kernel of insight. You can call me Colonel Insight. All right, gang. We're going to get back into the segments here. This is a segment I like to call Countdown. I'm going to count down my top 5 Flash appearances on screen. Let's get it. Number 5, the Justice League of America TV pilot. Look at this cast of characters. Look at the terrible costumes and know that this is better than Ezra Miller. This is going to be the shitting on Ezra Miller hour on the Comic Core. No, but this was really great, actually. If you can get your hands on this video, you can probably find it on YouTube. And this was a pilot for the Justice League of America where they'd fight villains, but it was basically them living in like a reality show type of situation with like sit down interviews and getting to know these characters. And it probably would have been a pretty cool deal, or also could probably be revived into an awesome show on the CW these days. I know I say that the CW is trash, and it basically is, but this is a concept that I think would totally work. Number 4, Justice League Doomed. This is basically a kind of an adaptation of the Tower of Babel story where Batman has the ability to, has a plan basically to take out every member of the Justice League. And in order to make that seem impressive, they made the Flash seem really, really impressive in this cartoon. His displays of power throughout are pretty awesome. You get to see him fighting rogues and fighting Batman. And yeah, he's a powerful character and one to be reckoned with. I like this portrayal of the Flash, but it's not my favorite. Number 3, John Wesley Shipp in the 90s played the Flash. And this series was a lot of fun when I was a kid. You got Mark Hamill here. Come on, man. That's awesome. This show was short-lived, but fantastic. Every time I go back and try to watch it, it's unwatchable. I just remember loving it as a kid, man. That's why I made the list. John Wesley Shipp's costume looks great too. And every time he's in that costume on the CW, or we see that costume in any sort of shape or form, it's like the ultimate Flash costume. He's a little too bulky, but you know, it is what it is, man. I dig this. John Wesley Shipp did a good job. This is well casted and a well put together show that just doesn't really hold up. Number 2, Grant Gustin as Barry Allen on The Flash on the CW. This is the high point for CW programming, which I think is kind of trash altogether. I say that all the time, but you know, it is what it is. This show finally gives you some rogues, right? It finally gives you that the full world of the Flash. But like the CW does, they have to put him as an ensemble team, give everybody else something to do throughout the episodes. And it kind of loses its luster after a while. But the first season of this Flash and his first appearance on the Arrow with that first crossover, good stuff, man. And I wish that they could just kind of stay on target with this character overall. But hey, man, Grant Gustin does a great job. The costume leaves a little bit to be desired here and there. And he doesn't exactly look like Barry Allen. Should be a little bit taller, a little bit blonder. But that works. Number 1, though, is the depiction of the Flash in Justice League New Frontier. Based off of the fantastic Darwin Cook graphic novels, New Frontier is the story of the first formation of the Justice League, and this young Barry Allen shows that he is a character to be reckoned with, a force to be reckoned with, and this is probably my favorite Flash is in this movie right here. You guys haven't had a chance to pick up New Frontier as a comic or watch the New Frontier cartoon movie, I definitely suggest it. If you're a Flash fan or a Justice League fan at all, go ahead and check this out. Now, you guys will notice nowhere on the list is the Justice League or Justice League Unlimited, because I stuck with Barry Allen on this one. I stuck with Barry Allen. There are more Flashes out there. Wally West is probably my favorite Flash. I said it before. I'll say it again. Wally is the Flash of my dreams. But it's just really what there is. It's what there is out there, is this Barry Allen thing. And Barry Allen looks like he's going to be the Flash that they focus on. Ever since the New 52 and they went back to Barry, Wally's taken a back seat. They did him dirty in the, was it Heroes and Crickets? That series was absolutely terrible. They did Wally dirty there, and then they did the Flash Forward thing, which they labeled as spinning out of Heroes in Crisis, so I didn't pick it up. I hear it was pretty good. And then now they gave him Dr. Manhattan powers, which who knows what the hell they're going to do with that. But yeah, I just want Wally to be the damn Flash. Like, Rebirth came and they're like, Wally's back. And I was like, oh, great, Wally's back. And then they put him on the Titans team. It's like, oh, great, Wally's back. And then they messed with his powers there and they screwed him over in Flash and they killed him off in Heroes in Crisis and made him a villain. And then he killed himself. And it just doesn't make any sense. And he wants to, it's just like, come on, man. Come on, man. Comics Misexplained. We're on the same page on this one. Heroes in Crisis is the worst thing he's read in a long time. Bake the Snake. Good to see you, Bake. First 2 seasons were good, but then they had to show women were badass and bring out, make everyone gay. I mean, I don't care if people are gay as long as the story isn't about them being gay. That's my issue with the Iceman series. And it's just like, where's Bobby telling jokes and fighting villains? Well, he's worried about who he's dating and coming out to his parents and things like that. It's like, that's just not what I'm looking for. So, I dropped that quick. But yeah, Flash just, best Flash was SNL Flash. Not a bad pool there, Barrett. I like that. It is what it is, man. All right, gang, we're going to go ahead and get into the question of the day, which is, Comics Misexplained, the whole CW is like that. I'm fine with it. Expect anything else. It's like expecting to see an R-rated Disney movie. That's true. It's just you have to take it for what it is. And that's just kind of the way the CW works. But I just kind of want to say right now that I want to move on and get your guys' opinion here. Which Flash do you want to see in a movie? Would you rather see Impulse? Do you want to see Wally as Kid Flash? Do you want to see Wally as the Flash? You want to stick with Barry Allen? Maybe we'll do a Jay Garrick movie and do a period piece. But which Flash do you guys want to see in a movie? I think that this is a good topic here, and hopefully you guys have some good things to say about it. Let's check the chat and see what's rolling in now. Barry Allen in the movies, just not Ezra. That's actually a good movie there. I think that if we just get rid of Ezra, we can move on with it. Metaphorical says Reverse Flash. We can always look at this from the... I always thought that the Reverse Flash, though, wouldn't be a Flash who just is bad and can run fast. Or wouldn't Reverse Flash slow everything down? Like, isn't that what the reverse of the Flash is? Is like the Flash can make himself go really fast. Reverse Flash should be able to slow everybody else down. I guess going fast does that, but I mean, if he could slow down the Flash, he could beat him. Just think that's a better way to write the story. I for one, am not a huge Flash fan because let's just while these answers pile in and I can start talking about what you guys have to say, a little bit more of an editorial for me on the Flash. I know that Magoo Fitzbarter's in here and he loves the Flash, and I'd love to talk to him about why he loves the Flash so much. But for me, it's like, you guys remember that story, the one where The Flash had his back against the wall, and in order to win, he ran as fast as he has ever ran before in his life. Yeah, that's every Flash story. It's every single Flash story. It's like, oh, well, this terrible thing happened. Well, let's run as fast as we can. It's just, he's really one note, in my opinion. And I think he works better as part of an ensemble team. He's great in the Justice League cartoon, but a solo Flash, his books never really speak to me. And a movie was something that I would go see, but not something that I'd be dying for. Gore Vidal says Barry Allen and Peter Parker are likable characters. Even when Spider-Man is cracking his jokes, he isn't mean-spirited. When the Flash died in Crisis, it was painful to read. I've never read Crisis, so we're going to talk about that on Monday. We're doing best books we've never read. I think Crisis on Infinite Earths is going to be one that will be on there for me because it's really, really done. So really well done, apparently, and I've never read it. Bake the Snake, Barry Allen in the movie's just not Ezra. Chris Barrett, Jay Garrick Flash. Real Comic Book Talk wants to see Wally West. He's sending shade in the Comic Core chat about how I'm farting on the Flash. But hey, man, it's just not my thing. I just think that there is definitely a better way to service this character. And I think that Ezra Miller is definitely not the way to go. Comics Misexplains wants to see Wally West. Kiki Mama Bear is on the Wally West train as well. Jay Garrett and Justice Society of America movie. I think that they should do like a period piece. I think it would be great. It's probably the best part of Wonder Woman was the period piece part of it. A lot of love for Jay Garrick. Carolina Chris says, "Run, Barry, run." Bake the Snake says, I love Flash, but not a real fan of his villains. And yeah, I think they're all kind of cheesy. Backseat says, I love to see a Flash movie where Barry picks up the mantle after Jay gets older, then after a few movies, Wally taking over, having been Kid Flash for a while. You're asking a lot out of a studio that can't seem to get one movie right, much less a series. But yeah, I'd love to see them build the characters naturally from what existed before. So I think that's a really good way to do it. See anybody else here? Every hero comic book is try harder. Not everyone, but yeah, most of them. I'll give you that. Flash Gordon. That's a good one. Maybe we'll get a new Flash Gordon. All right, gang. We are at 37 minutes now. Backseat Driver says it's a hope, not an expectation. I get that, man. We're at 38 minutes now. Real Comic Book Talk is getting ready to go live and talk about how great the Flash is to counteract my programming. If you guys are not subbed up to Real Comic Book Talk, go ahead and sub up to them and make sure you watch their live video going soon. I know I'm going to hop over in that chat for a little while and chop it up. I definitely think you guys need to check out their content. Also, Aggressively Relaxing on YouTube, Aggressively Rel on Instagram. Give Aggressively some love. That dude is awesome. He does a great job with all of his content. Critically undersubscribed and underappreciated. Give that guy some love. I want him to be one of the bigger channels that is out there. Dude is awesome. He's on great stuff. MainFrameComicCon this weekend. Starting tomorrow on this show, I will be blowing that up and letting you guys know everything that we have scheduled. We're going to break the format. I'm going to come up with some new segments and we're going to talk Mainframe. And as well, you got Andy Gibbons Sunday tonight at 10 p.m. So I'm going to go ahead and roll those credits for you folks. And we're going to go ahead and say goodbye. We'll see you later. Make sure you answer the question of the day on every one of these daily videos for a chance to win free comics. We'll be doing that drawing tomorrow night. Got to be in that Mainframe kickoff show in order to win. So that's really all there is, gang. We're going to try to blow up Mainframe. If you guys can share out the Mainframe Comic-Con, Twitter, the Instagram, anything, man, we want to blow this up and give people the best opportunity to see the most that they can see in this virtual con. It's our first time out with this. We just want to make sure that we are not the Fire Fest of the comic book community. We're doing the best we can to get things scheduled and locked down. So it's really a seamless operation when things start kicking off on Saturday. And Friday is going to be a really great kickoff show. So check me out tomorrow and we'll find out what's going on with everything Mainframe. Beyond that, guys, I want you all to have a great day. Comics Misexplained just dropped it in the chat right here. See you all over at Real Comic Book Talk. If I don't see you guys at Real Comic Book Talk, I'm going to be hurt emotionally that you didn't come over and check out Real Comic Book Talk, because trust me, guys, they are on point. Ka-choon! Before I get out of here, shout out to Ka-choon. What's going on, man? All right, gang, click that link. Head over to Real Comic Book Talk. But beforehand, make sure you check out these beautiful credits that I put together. Hey gang, make sure you hit that subscription button there. Give this video a thumbs up. And make sure you hit that notification bell. Always going live. And check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching.